Hello. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're Josh?
Yes.
I'm Ron Hayes, Josh.
Hey, Ron.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain.
You're going to Zoom in today, too?
I am.
All right, I guess we just wait till they show up, huh?
Yep.
Who are you with, Josh?
Louisiana Gridiron Football.
Oh, there you go. Well, how are things at Louisiana Gridiron Football?
We're doing all right. Doing all right.
We had a kind of a bad week, huh?
That's a little bit of an understatement.
Hey, Josh, can you kick?
Yeah.
Can I kick?
Extra points?
Anything. Field goals, extra points, shut the door, anything.
And do you have eligibility left?
Oh, I wish.
Zim, are you on this?
Yes, I'm here. Incognito.
How have you been, Mr. Cognito?
Just trying to stay healthy.
Are you succeeding?
Yes. I've been tested 7 times and I'm 7th or 7 clear. But yeah, we had one scare in the family where several members of the family, not my direct family, but people that I've been up around tested positive. So that was a scare. But other than that, I'm just, in this heat, trying to stay cool and in and out of,
Would you like a hurricane or two?
No. Not at all.
We have some spare.
I know. I was in Lake Charles a couple of weeks ago and I saw the heartbreaking images there of still a lot of blue roofs and signs that have no back to them. So no,
Zim, if you didn't know any better, you could drive through Lake Charles now and think the hurricane was last week.
Yeah, and that's true. The press box is still out of
You'll appreciate this, Zim. There's nothing like doing a radio broadcast of a football game when you're in the Cowboy Club room behind the hedges.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's exciting, buddy. It's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, the guys from ESPN3 were sitting outside and they were talking about that. They were up high, but like on the 10 or 15 yard line.
All the D students sit.
Where all the troublemakers are.
Mr. Rick will sit right in front.
Hey, Matt's here.
I'll sit right in front.
Something's fixing to happen.
Good answer first.
Yeah.
I hear Rick Sarro, too.
Ask and answer.
Oh.
I warned you. That's all I'm going to tell you is I warned you on the.
Well, I just got through an hour and a half taping, so I won't go through all of that. But man,
It's not. It's not LSU was bad. It's UCLA is good. People don't understand that.
yeah,
He's done a good job recruiting Southern California, which I didn't do. And those guys are all 6-year seniors, 5-year seniors.
got it.
Compared to first and second year guys playing a lot.
But it all came down to scheme to me. It all came down to scheme.
I thought it came down to they were more physical.
I thought it was scheme.
Is that Jim Gazzola out here?
They did get beat at the line of scrimmage.
To
me,
that's the difference.
And you had a very young quarterback.
Yeah. And he blitzed him a lot.
And that's a whole.
Yeah.
That's Cardinal Lake's son.
So my parents just got power.
That's Cardinal Lake's son.
So my dad, So my dad didn't get to watch the game.
So that's the Lake kid. His dad was Carnell Lake.
That's the Toby goes.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, yeah. So there's more talent on UCLA than people think.
Yeah.
That running back's pretty solid.
Yeah, he's good.
No, they're good, and they're older. They're good, and they've been kicked around a lot. And they had that extra game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but doggone, you can't have linebackers like. Where am I? And he's still talking to a guy in the crossing route going.
It's first game, man.
Yes.
How about you, Rick? How about you?
You can't. It's a big deal. You play better your second game always. Unless you're Alabama, that guy just is a machine.
He's getting up there in age. He can die any day.
Right. He'll die the day he quits. That guy goes for 400 yards in the first game. Yeah, you didn't close some. Cody, you might get 400 this year. You got the guys.
I'm gonna get it. I'm close, man.
I don't think it'll be this week, but
who knows? You never know. The rate we're going. You never know. Any given Saturday. Defense really didn't even play that bad, though. It was you just had a lot of big plays, which is the same issue with last year.
What? Who?
LSU.
No, that's a lot. I mean, you're asking to clean stuff up in 1 year. Sometimes it's
because like that's was most of their scoring plays. Was okay. You had that 75-yard touchdown pass immediately after you scored. You had the 45-yard touchdown pass. It's like it's all big plays that they're giving up.
When you believe in the polls and preseason polls, what do UCLA may end up winning the national title? I doubt it, but they could go. They could win the Pac-12.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with Pac-12 is there's so much.
That's a big program if done right.
It's there's so much parity in it.
Like I didn't think Florida State would be that good, but last night they were pretty good, man.
They got themselves a little quarterback competition now.
Hobbs was telling me about that ending. I thought it was going to be, Notre Dame was up 13-14 at some point. I said, okay, this is the Notre, and I just left it. I left the game. It turned out to be a barn burner.
Hey, Coach, Notre Dame's good, but there's a lot of parity in college sports. Man.
I always leave a game when it turns out.
All right, guys. But ask y'all to mute your microphones right now. We'll get an opening statement from Coach, and then we will take questions. Coach, if you put it first, after seeing the film from Saturday, just want to go through your thoughts on Saturday's game.
I really thought we did some good things. Like opportunities that were
Patrick Bowen and
Yeah.
Can't hear him, Matt.
Okay. Y'all got him? Y'all hear Coach?
It was kind of garbled to start out with.
Okay, we got it now. Yeah, we had somebody going on. All right. Sorry about that, Coach.
It's all right. After watching the film, give a lot of credit to the West Florida football team, a very quality team they were. We had opportunities that squandered some opportunities that I thought could have been advantageous to us. One of the things we wanted to really be good at was the middleweight, end of the second quarter, the beginning of the third quarter. I thought we managed that situation well. Go down and get 3 points at the end of the third quarter, and not give it back to our opponent. Knew they would get the ball in the third quarter. Played good defense. They punted the ball away, went 3 and out. We get the ball back. We have a very impressive drive. Go down and on fourth down, get an opportunity to convert. when we had one of our receivers that Walker Wood catches a pass after being shoved out, immediately comes back in, spoke to the Officials Association, but it should have not been turned over. That would have given the ball to us at the 6-yard line. With the ball at the 6-yard line and a 10-point swing from the end of the second to the beginning of third, I thought was a huge momentum swing. And unfortunately, we were penalized for a loss of down. They get the ball, go down and score. And we have to now play catch up from an even more extended lead, which I thought was a critical part of the football game. But I thought we fought hard. We really competed all the way till the end of the game. Again, one that was of interest was an onside kick where we again sent it into the Officials Association. We did not cut block anyone, nor did we touch the ball first, but we didn't get that ball either, unfortunately. But hats off to West Florida. They're a quality team, defending national champs 2019 and #1 Division II team in the country for a reason. Hopefully we'll get a chance to play that team again pretty soon. We put that one behind us and we turned our attention to one of the top tier programs in America.
Okay, Coach, go ahead and talk about the this week coming up. Obviously, it's a special one for you going back to Tiger Stadium and for a lot of players as well.
Yeah, really big deal. We get a chance to go into Death Valley and play against a very, very talented football team. You look at their personnel on their offensive line, their defensive line, and the back end. They have length, they have speed, average 6'5" across, both defensive ends 6'5", 6'6" respectively. Have some 300-pounders inside and do so with depth. Big linebackers, 6'4", 235, 240, 6'3", 6'2". So they have size, they have speed, they have talent. They're a well-coached football team that certainly will give us all that they can. I know it'll be a big deal for LSU. It's been a year, over a calendar year, since they've been able to have full capacity in Tiger Stadium. It's their first home game, so we anticipated to be loud and rowdy, and we'll go out and we'll go compete.
Go ahead and open it up. What does it mean for you personally to go back?
Yeah.
Any special feelings?
Yeah, that LSU is near and dear to my heart. Enjoyed my years there. Very grateful for the opportunity that I had to coach on that staff and be a part of some memories that'll last for a lifetime. But I'm also proud to be the head coach at McNeese. I'm proud to bring our team into that stadium. We'll go and we'll go compete. We'll give it everything that we've got to give our chance, our team a chance to compete well and an opportunity for victory.
Well, back to Saturday, real quick. Were either of those plays reviewable?
No, the shove out of bounds is not reviewable. The onside was reviewed. At that point, we had no more timeouts. I would have reviewed it again if I can. I was told that it had been reviewed. Again, we turned it in. I watched it on film, then watched the television copy of it, and there was no cut block or indication to show where we touched it first.
Keeping with Saturday, Cole, we talked a little bit about putting this one behind y'all. What is going to go into the process of kind of like putting this one in the past, but still taking some lessons from that game?
Yeah, for us, we do that on Sundays. Sundays are practice day for us. We have a 24-hour rule. We bask in victory, or we put the miserable feeling of a loss behind us. We finish second. We acknowledge it. We own it. We go out and we practice on those miscues and the things we didn't do well, and then we get ready for the next opponent. There's no time to labor. There's no pity party. Nobody's coming for you. And don't get too high too fast because the next opponent is coming. That's always our mentality. And so when we start this day on Monday, it's in preparation for the next opponent. It's already behind us.
Coach, is there a personnel matchup that concerns you, and on the flip side, for LSU, and on the flip side, one that you think you can pair up with and maybe take advantage?
they're a good football team. They're pretty big in stature, but I do think we have some opportunities schematically more than personnel that we can take advantage of some opportunities for our football team. We'll do those things. It's our job as a coaching staff to put our players in position to make those plays, and where we may not be able to man and move someone a certain spot to get a play, there's things we can do schematically that advantages us. And I think this week's preparation and game planning will be huge for our staff in trying to do that for our players.
Clearly, LSU over the last couple of games, well, this one, going back to LSU, they've had defensive communication issues.
Yeah.
They seem to be burned on these crossing routes and the like. Schematically, in regards to offense, is what you're referring to?
Yeah, both. Again, I think you look at their last game, it wasn't, you'll hear people say they got pushed around. I didn't necessarily see that, although the media has reported that. I saw a team in UCLA that did things schematically that allowed them to have advantages against a very talented football team that went down to the wire. We have the utmost respect for that program, and we'll do everything in our power to try to find an advantage to give us a chance to be competitive and to win this game.
Saturday, a couple of things that seemed to, they made every play when they had a chance and you guys didn't. That was one thing. But also your handling of timeouts that cost you in the second half. You had to go for the onside kick with 2:44 left because are those things very easily cleaned up?
Yeah, the last one we burned, I had a player throwing up, and it was important that his health and welfare was of utmost importance. The officials did not stop it for a medical or personnel timeout. And so I took the liberty to do what I thought was best for our team. And that was to take heed to one of our better players on the football field so that we could play the next snap, which we felt was the most important snap at that point of the game. And so we used it. We used it accordingly. It paid dividends for us. We were able to pick up the first down, score, get the 2-point conversion, and then thought we did a good job of managing and getting what we thought was an onside recovery. We get that ball. There's no doubt in my mind the Cowboys will go down and score.
One of the more interesting matchups this weekend will be your starting quarterback versus Vince Pollard as they coach the other team. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about calling him and asking him to hold off the blitz and give us a little time there. I don't think he would abide by it, but nevertheless, it may be worth it. You guys know how I feel about Coach Orgeron. He means the world to me. I have the utmost respect for him as a man. I respect him as a football coach and what he has done with that program at LSU. We go back 25 plus years, our relationship, and it'll be a big deal. It'll be a big deal for several of us. Cody going in that stadium to play against his dad.
They're asking about Coach Orgeron. I'm on that. Be like.
For my son who grew up on that campus with all of those people, campus police, with that administration, with some of that coaching staff, Chris Raymond, who's a receiver specialist for us, his dad Corey Raymond is on the staff, of course. It's a big deal for Chris Truex who played there and get a chance to go back there. One of the things that is personal for me every day when I'm a coach there, we got dressed in a Christopher Truex locker room named after his son, which is extremely sentimental to all of us. And so, so many of us, Blaine Gaucher, also who coached us, spent time there. Danny Cameron, working at campus, there's a lot of people in both ways for both of us, for several of us. And it'll be fun. We'll go compete and we'll give it everything we can.
But you were on that staff in 2015, and that's probably one of the more unique ways to end the ball game with the rain out. Reflect on that a little bit.
Yeah, the Cowboys had the lead. By yards for sure. I think that's what everybody tells me. You know what? It happened so quick. I think it may have been a series or two. But even more so, I guess maybe 3 or 4 years before that, Cowboys came to Tiger Stadium and took the lead, scored first against the Tigers, and played extremely well for sure for a half. And so we hope to replicate that. We'll make sure our team remembers that once upon a time a McNeese Cowboy team went into Tiger Stadium and gave the Tigers a fight. You know, and so we want our team to know that yeah, the odds are stacked against us, but we got a shot, we got a chance, and we're capable if we're able to play to the best of our ability.
Coach, you said it was unacceptable. That's the word, right? Unacceptable. You cannot miss a field goal. You can't miss
a PAT.
Well, a field goal and the PAT. All right. So you're saying it's unacceptable as PAT?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to maybe miss a 32-yard field goal every now and then, but in close games like that, and looking down, you have to have those sports on the books. What can you do at this juncture with the kickers that you have to get them aligned and get these kicks aligned?
Yeah. So we have 2 more that are on our roster that will have it's open competition, and we'll audition 2 more in tomorrow's practice. We have yet another that just got here that's on campus that was an all-district. Second team all-state kicker in this state. He'll be on our team tomorrow, and we're gonna find it. We're gonna find a way, and that by no means counts out those young men that have already kicked for us. They'll have an opportunity to continue to be coached and thrive, to put themselves in position to better themselves. But we'll do everything in our power to find a resolution, whether it's with the current guys that have kicked or guys that are on our team who have not had an opportunity to kick in a game, but have worked extremely hard to earn an opportunity and a way forward. And so we'll use every resource that we have to remedy that concern.
Not to beat the pony, if you will, but when you looked at the film, did you see anything, or did you talk to Gary in regards to the snap, the angle?
So one of the PATs was a snap. I mean, it was a hold.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Snap was good. It was a hold. And so that one's a wash from the kicker's perspective. The other PAT and the other 2 PATs in the field goal, we made contacts. Operation was good. We was wide and errant in the attempt.
Hey, anybody on Zoom have a question for Coach? Go ahead and unmute your microphone. You have a question for Coach.
Hey, Coach. Jared Joseph with Fox 44 in Baton Rouge. How do you keep Cody focused during what could be a week of headlines about facing his dad?
Yeah, you know what? I think he's mature and wise in his young age, that he's played in a lot of football games for us. He understands it's another game for us. Is it a little different in the sense that it would be the first time he's ever played against a team where his dad is a coach? Yeah. But I think he's mature enough where he's put that in perspective. We've talked about this long before this day and this moment coming through the spring season, and even when it was scheduled back then, and how we would approach it. And I think his approach has been one that has been one of a young pro that understands film study in anticipation of the things that we could possibly see, in preparation and readiness of the things that we need to do to be successful in this game. So he's been very calm, and that's his natural disposition. And I don't anticipate that changing. I think he'll handle it extremely well.
Coach, this is Josh Sbley with Louisiana Gridiron Football. With your return to Tiger Stadium and your quarterback and the past week and a half or so, how impactful is this game for the state of Louisiana and your program overall?
You know, it's a big deal for us just to be able to go play football again. We know also well what it is to go through a hurricane season as we endured 2 a year ago. And so our thoughts, our prayers was and still are for all of those guys in Southeast Louisiana who have gone through those things, that were without power or damage to their homes, their facility, their families. And so it's very concerning. One of the first people that came to our aid by way of 18-wheelers by the truckloads was the LSU Tigers, sent by their president and their athletic director, Scott Woodard, along with Coach Orgeron, to make sure we had necessities to be able to operate. And so we're forever grateful for it. I think for them to be able to get back into their stadium, into their normal routine is a big deal for them. For us to be able to go there, another state school, to play in this game, I think bodes well for the state of Louisiana and for both Southwest and Southeast Louisiana, as well as North Louisiana as a whole, Central Louisiana, for to come together, where two of the premier programs in the state of Louisiana get a chance to compete.
Go back to the Saturday, the defensive line pressure, like looking at the film. Was it Austin Reed being able to get the ball out quick, or is there something that you think you can do maybe a little differently? Yeah. You couldn't blitz. It seemed like they had 4 or 5 receivers out.
Right. And so what happened, we got some hits on him. We had about 6 hits on him. We had some hurries on him. But the timing, pass game of catch, hitch, and throw really doesn't allow you to be able to get the pressure that you would desire. They're not a true drop back team where it was a 5-step, 7-step drop and a long progression that would allow you to get there. We came close a couple of times, got hits on them, but just unfortunately wasn't able to get home fast enough. I do think we affected throws at some times. He's a very good quarterback, very accurate, and does a really good job of getting it out of his hands or throwing it away and not taking a sack even when there is pressure coming.
Anybody else on Zoom have something for Coach?
Yeah, I have one here. It's Brett Martel here in New Orleans. Good to see you again, Frank. Yeah, hey, I was wondering just, in your vast experience, how rare it is to have a game where the head coach on one team who specializes in one side of the ball is going against his son on the other team who is on the other side of the ball as well. And just, I mean, just if you can reflect with a little humanity here as opposed to just, football only. I mean, how complicated can that get for the parties involved?
Yeah. Here's in the spirit of sportsmanship, both teams are going to go out to want to win the game. Intention to inflict anything else beside win, I don't foresee, certainly not on our end, and I don't see on their end. We're going to play football. And we coach, we play a volatile sport that involves contact that is sincere. And so that'll naturally happen for both teams. We'll play that way, that style of football, and it's the only way you can play. And so we welcome it. We welcome the opportunity. Again, thankful to be able to go there and play this game. And I expect the very best from LSU. There won't be any empathy. I promise you that. They're not feeling sorry for us. They're trying to win their first game of the season just as we are. And so we'll go compete.
Have you ever seen a situation though play out like that in any game you've been involved in any way?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not against an opponent and Dad, who was the other on the other side of the ball. No.
Anything else from Zoom?
Hey Frank, Sheldon Mickles at the Advocate. How you doing today?
Good, Sheldon.
Hey, how did Cody play the other night? I know obviously he had a career high in yards, but how did you look at the way he played him and the way he brought him back at the end?
Yeah, I thought he played well. Certainly there's some things we need to clean up. He is perfect as the rest of us are and the rest of the team is. But I thought his decision-making was good. He took care of the football, which is most important. He did not give it to the opposing team in no manner, whether it was in the throw game or times when he had to rush. I thought he managed the game well, was able to get us in the right protections at times, and then the correct run game at times as well. And so I think his game day management continues to flourish. A couple opportunities of some things that we need to tweak with him to enhance his game, to allow him to maximize his potential. I think he's extremely accurate. And we just got to keep on cleaning up those little things around him to allow him to maximize that potential, to get the ball to the right guys at the right time, and to be able to check it down when he needs to also.
Thank you.
Anything else? Coach, I got one more. Saturday marks the 20th anniversary of the terrorist attacks on the country. You were head coach at OP Walker back then. You mentioned just a little while ago how important it is to play sports to help. It's like just to help people through things. Can you reflect back on that time when you were the head coach and what y'all went through and get sports back?
Yeah, I remember I dropped my daughter off to daycare. I was headed to work and listening to sports radio, and what appeared to me as an accident. Airplane had crashed into the World Trade Center. And so he goes, oh my God, what has just happened? And then they say a second. And you're like, a second? And then the reporter or the disc jockey, whomever goes, the United States are under attack. The United States are under attack. Is under attack. And I get to the campus, to school, and our principal was in there with the leadership of our high school at that time. And we had never seen anything, the likes of that Pearl Harbor, but, I wasn't around then. And so we're blown away. And it was a sad moment for our country. It was devastating. It was inhumane what was done to us as a country at that time with innocent people. And it just really was a time of reflection. At that moment, you wanted to do nothing else but console and be there for one another and get your loved ones near you, because you don't even know what's in the sky. It's something out of the movies. You don't know where the next one, Wolverines or Red Dawn, whatever that is, some type of, you don't know what's going to happen at that moment. And then I remember, President Bush at that time addressing everything about it. And I believe the first game posted, why do I feel like it was a baseball game? It was, right? It was the Yankees. Yeah, it was the Yankees, right? And I remember the Yankees decided to play, and it being a very prideful moment for our country, that this will not stop us. This will not deter us. We will move on with a civil life, and we'll continue to progress as a country. And was extremely proud of us as a country, because sport was the one thing that could bring us together at that moment.
And the natural disasters you've seen over the past few years, I mean, that continues in the same way.
Whether it was 2005 Katrina and the Saints going back into the Superdome, whether it was last year, in our little small world here, post Laura, post Delta, the first time we could go back out there after the devastation we encountered, and to be able to wrap our arms around and live by for the city, because it was important for Southwest Louisiana to be able to show resiliency, and similar of what some of the things that are going on right now in Southeast Louisiana. So sport has always been the thing that has brought us through.
Well, a quick follow-up, if you don't mind. This game seems to harbor distractions. With Cody, Pops, Hurricane Ida going back, maybe a little post-traumatic for some of your players, and then of course the distraction of playing at LSU. It has distraction written all over it. I mean, the maturity of your team, and will there be a little bit of extra counseling and communication? Said, okay, this is football, X is no, and of course, to Matt's point, I'm sure LSU will have some type of 9/11
tribute. I think it's a healing. I think it's therapeutic to play. I don't think it's a hindrance. I think to play the game, to put all worries aside and to go play what, in my humble opinion, God's greatest sport, America's sport. I know people say baseball, but for us in our world, it's what we do on Saturday nights, and to do that in Death Valley will be a beautiful thing for all.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We'll get Cody up here.
All right, Cody, go.
All right, Coach.
No bullet points, baby boy.
Thanks, you got me?
I got you. All righty, we're going to open up with the room questions, and then we'll go to Zoom after the room's done. Cody, we'll go ahead and open things up for the room.
Well, Cody, I remember this. Sorry, gosh, might have been 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know, put out the just quiet the noise. Stay away from that.
Yes,
now it's going to start, I guess, picking up a little starting early in the week, and of course through the week. This is kind of a, somewhat of a very, very unique situation. Hasn't happened since 1982, the dad versus son.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I just got to do my best blocking out the noise, not getting involved in all the hype, staying off my phone. Already had a couple people hit me up, a lot of fans and stuff. So just staying away from that, getting off my phone and just, watching film, staying in the film room, staying focused, just controlling the controllables.
Cody, you grew up being, some of the best stadiums there are in college football. What's going to be like to be probably the greatest one?
Yeah, this one's special. I've always dreamed about playing in Death Valley. Obviously, it's a very unique situation playing against my dad, but at the same time, it's just another football game. 11 on 11. We go out there and fight and compete, and let the best man win. But obviously, going out there in an atmosphere like that, playing in Death Valley. First home game of the season, full capacity, couldn't be more excited.
Did you and your dad talk about this at all during the summer or leading up to this?
A few here and there. Yeah, kind of stayed away from it though. Just took it day by day, week by week. But I'm sure our conversations will get interesting soon.
Now he got a whole year, a whole season in the spring of being able to scout you from the sidelines. Does that give him an advantage?
Maybe so. I think he really just came here as a dad, though, and just supportive of his son. He wasn't really game planning or scheming, seeing our tendencies and stuff. He's the best dad a kid could ask for. He was definitely just come here and watch his son, just being a normal parent for once.
Who's your mom cheering for?
I don't know, man. Hopefully the Cowboys, but probably 50-50, house divided, so we'll see.
How do you put aside the personal feelings and just focus on the competition?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult going in there. I got both my brothers too on the sideline, my dad. I feel like it's me against the whole fam, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I live for stuff like that. You dream of moments like this as a kid, and it's finally here. I just can't wait to go out there and play, have fun. Like I said, block out the noise, stay off my phone, stay off social media, don't get caught up in the distractions and just, play my game.
Did you try to steal the playbook?
Nah, I definitely watched them a little bit going over there at practice and stuff. Just being around, they have a great scheme, great coaches, great players. So I'm looking forward to compete.
Coach talked about not just you, but quite a few of the guys on the team have connections to LSU, whether they played there, have, family there, whatever. What's kind of the mentality around the team beyond just you and Coach?
Just underdog, David and Goliath story, and just going in there and putting up a fight, leaving it all out. Just play with your heart, just fight, man. It's all 60 minutes. Just go out there and fight, give it your all, and let's see where the chips fall.
Well, the chips have fallen, rare, but has fallen. Troy comes to mind, beating LSU. Over the weekend, Montana takes down, number 20, Washington.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on son trying to cause even more problems for dad?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he loses an opener. He's got to get this program back in line. And here you are trying to keep that from happening.
Right. Yeah. It's a kind of difficult situation, but I can't really, get caught up in that personal or that type of mindset. It's just another football game to me. Going out there and trying to win. Any given Saturday, any team can win. That's why you play the game. So go lace up the cleats and let it fly.
Do you think, McNeese traditionally has a success against big programs? You saw what he did against South Florida, took Nebraska last second to win, Surely, there's no chance LSU's overlooking McNeese.
Yeah, no, I hope not. We're coming in there to play and give it all. We're going to fight, bring out all our bullets. So, like you said, McNeese traditionally plays big teams really well. So I'm looking forward to going in there and, giving them all we got. It's going to be a dogfight, as we know. But, nothing's impossible in this world. You show up and give it your all, give it to God, and see what happens.
Were you there in 2015 in the rain game?
I was in the stands. Yes, sir, I was. Yeah, I was.
And what's your impression about kind of the rivalry of the schools? There's really not a rivalry there, but what it means to you, the fan bases?
I think it's awesome, for the state of Louisiana, all the people going out there tailgating, having fun, no matter what colors they're wearing that day. It's just big for the state, big for the boosters, fans, and players and coaches too. 2 in-state schools going at it on a Saturday night in Death Valley. I personally think there's no other better place to play. And, 7 p.m. kickoff too. It gets rowdy at night in Death Valley. So I've been there a lot to experience it and see it. I'm comfortable with it, but it's be a little different being an opposing quarterback. But just going there with a calm mind, have fun, and, give the people what they want.
I want to ask you about your career. Last year against Lamar, you threw for 71 yards. All the talk is what's wrong with the passing game. From there, you've thrown 3 or 4 games of 300 yards or better, threw for a career high this week. What changed from that moment, and where can this offense go?
I think the sky's the limit for this offense, especially, if we all are on the same page executing, if I'm playing on a high level. I think the thing that changed is just confidence, kind of came to realization, my days here are limited at McNeese, so I'm going to just go out there and have fun, let it fly, and be myself, play with confidence, play with swagger, and, just, get really comfortable with the scheme. And, I think it's worked out for me.
To follow Jim's point, you looked at the film, you saw where you had the yards, the completions. You were in the game, scoring on converting 4th down, scoring touchdowns when you needed to in most cases. What did you see that talked about squandered opportunities that coach said earlier? What did you see that you need to? Dang, I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah, personally, I'm myself's biggest critic. I always critique myself the hardest. I think early in the game, that seam ball to the tight end, I could have put a little more juice on it. You never really know what pass or what play is going to come back at the end of the game. Like, damn, wish we would have had that back. Personally, that was my one ball. I wish I could have just put a little more heat on it, and we could have went up 14-0 right there. But just any given play in the game, it always comes down to the wire. So just critique yourself, learn from it. And momentum swings are big too. That 4th down, laying the game to Walker. But it is what it is. We learn from it, move on.
In the larger view, were you pleased with the timing, the decision making, finding the hot read and or the check down?
Absolutely, yeah. I was very pleased, proud of my performance, but obviously we fell short, so it wasn't good enough. So I felt good out there though. Calm mind, calm feet, confident. The game was really slowed down. Guess that's comes with time and maturity of the game. And also film study too. My coaches put me in a great situation. I knew what they were thinking. I knew what coverage they're in. I knew where they want me to go with the ball. So, all those things tying together for a good game.
You work a lot with your brothers, a lot with your father in the off season, and that you talk to them all the time. Will you talk to them this week?
Yeah, definitely. That doesn't change no matter, just because we're playing them. At the end of the day, it's my twin brothers, my older brother, it's my dad. It's family. Nothing gets in the way of family. Those are my ride or dies right there. And, no matter what happens, that's family right there. So, I talk to them every day, building up to it. And then I'm looking forward to seeing them on the field Saturday.
What's kind of those conversations been like? I mean, obviously you still have, 5 or 6 days to get there, but has there been any kind of trash talk or anything so far?
More like poking fun. Definitely in Cancun this summer, I was poking fun with Parker, my brother, just talking a little trash here and there, getting them riled up, just having fun with it though. It's all fun and games. It's all love. But, I feel like closer the game gets, the more serious it gets. So, all that joking and having fun is kind of out the window. It's more serious and locked in at this point.
Obviously, they're watching film on you as well. Have they kind of given you any critiques as far as how you played the past few games or even Saturday?
Well, they were able to come in the spring games, so I would ask them, after the games what they thought and stuff. They'd give me their feedback. My dad called me this morning. He was watching our film against West Florida. this morning, telling me I made some good plays, and he's proud of me too. But he's game planning against me too. So I'm sure he's not going to tell me all my weaknesses. He's going to try to expose them a little bit, but I'm going to try to do the same as well. So it's going to be fun.
Have you found the ironicness of this in the fact that you're playing against a team that you possibly could be coaching next year?
Yeah, it's definitely a little crazy. But I've been taking it day by day. My options after the season, we'll see where football takes me, but obviously have a backup plan and, starting my coaching career under my dad at LSU, which would be awesome. It's a great stepping stool for me in my career after this. But, I haven't really thought that far. I've always looked forward to this game, and, it's finally here. So I'm going to do my best in preparation every single day, to better myself and this team to give us the best opportunity to go in that game and win.
Okay, anybody on Zoom have anything for Cody?
Cody, at any point in the game last Saturday, was heat a factor? Did it impact your performance at all?
It was definitely exhausting out there. I don't think it impacted my performance execution-wise, but I definitely felt it physically, the heat. Obviously, throwing up a little bit late in the fourth quarter, but, that's just exhaustion, and that's me just leaving it all out there, just whatever it takes. I'm leaving it all out there. I don't care if I have to pass out, cramp, come back in the game, but, that's just who I am. I'm going to fight to the end.
It's Brett Martel here with AP New Orleans. Just a couple of quick ones. First, you used that expression, block out the noise, a couple of times. Where did you learn that?
My dad definitely. He's had a block out the noise in his career, but that's just what comes with the territory of being the head coach at LSU, or being a starting quarterback at a Division I school. There's always going to be critics. There's always going to be people saying you should have done this, should have done that. But at the end of the day, only opinion that really matters is your own. And just block out the noise and, just keep working.
And then when you consider his communication style, when he's talking to his players in an emotional way, trying to get them really revved up, I mean, can you imagine him telling the defensive line to get the quarterback in his kind of wild way? And is that weird to think about?
It kind of is a little bit. I was there this summer too, throwing routes in the indoor and stuff, kind of joking with the players, Andre Anthony, Delone Clark. Guys like that that I'm obviously going to see on Saturday. But, we'll make jokes about it and stuff. But, I really think my dad's going to, tell him to get after me. And, it's no harsh feelings, but it is what it is. It's the game of football. It's his job to do it. And, it's my job to execute. So I expect him to come at me full speed, and I'm ready for it.
Anybody else? All right, Cody, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right, guys, thank y'all very much. If you need anything during the week, we have media after practice available for Coach Wilson, and then players on Tuesdays and Thursdays at approximately 6:15, 6:15, somewhere around there. So let's shoot me an email if y'all need anything, and we'll get something set up. All right. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Matt.